So we are continuing with verses 24 till 36 of the Gita. So next verse is 24-25. Sanjaya vacha evanakta rishikesha gutakeshena bharata senyorpayo matye stapayitva ratottanam. O descendant of Bharat, having thus been addressed by Arjuna, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of both parties. Bhishma Drona Pramukata Sarvesham Samarikshitam Uvacha Partha Pashetam Samavetam Karuniti. In the presence of Bhishma Drona and all the other chieftains of the world, the Lord said, "Just behold, Parth, all the Gurus assembled here." So this section from 24 to 36, we will learn about the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna. So 24, 25. So there are millions of people on the battlefield, Kshatriyas, millions. They are armed, ready to fight. Arjuna is on one side and Krishna, and as Krishna drive the chariot in the middle. So where is Krishna driving the chariot? Where is he driving the chariot?
In the middle of the battlefield. In the middle of the battlefield.
In the middle of the battlefield, yes.
Between two armies.
Between two armies. But you have a front line of 80 kilometers, 880 kilometers. And where is on that front line, where exactly is putting this chariot? Right exactly before Bhishma Dev, Dronacharya, Duryodhana. Right before them. Krishna must have a purpose to do that. So he drove it right in front of Bhishma, Drona, who are so dear to Arjuna, because Krishna is a plan. Krishna is called Rishikesh in this verse, Rishikesh, which means one who controls all the senses. But now Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments that Krishna, although he controls everyone's senses, is now controlled by Arjuna's senses, because Arjuna says, put the chariot in the middle. So the sense of speech, because Arjuna is requesting him to put his chariot in the middle of the arms. So because of love, Krishna allows himself to be controlled by Arjuna's sense of speech. Although Rishikesh is the controller of the senses, Arjuna is controlling him with his sense of speech. By making a request, Arjuna is called Gudakesh. Gudaka means the controller of sleep and ignorance also. But there is also another meaning. Guda means also gur. Gur, you know what gur is? Sugar, yeah. It's the sugar that you eat. Indian sugar is gur. So it means sweetness. And Akesh or Akish, which are names representing Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, the Guna avatars also. So it indicates that Arjuna is receiving the sweet affection of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. These are deep commentaries. And that they could not possibly counteract a person like Arjuna, who is by the speech controlling the Parama Ishvara Krishna. So when you receive sweet affection from the guna avatars, it's called Kudakesh. It is another meaning. Prabhupada writes at the end of his commentary, thus a devotee can conquer both sleep and ignorance. This is called Krishna consciousness or Samadhi. So that is how Arjuna conquered sleep and ignorance, because he's always thinking of Krishna. So we should follow in Arjuna's footsteps. As Rishikesh, or the director of the senses of the living entities, here is another interesting translation or commentation on the word Rishikesh by Prabhupada. In his Tika, this Prabhupada, Rishikesh, as the director of the senses and mind of all beings, could understand Arjuna's purpose in placing the chariot in the midst of the armies. Thus he did so, and therefore he spoke the following words. So here is Rishikesh knowing what is going on in Arjuna's mind, which is very interesting. Now what is he doing? Having 80 kilometers of soldiers lined up and equipped on the in Kurukshetra battlefield. That here. So to bring the chariot, Krishna brings the chariot right directly in front of Bhishma and Drona. He could have brought the chariot anywhere, but he knows that Arjuna is very attached to his grandfather. He loves him dearly. He used to sit on his lap as a child. Bhishma would bless him with his hand. So he knows how attached he is to Bhishma and Drona, who is his guru. He brings him directly before them. He does not only love them, but he's also afraid of them, because he knows that they are the most powerful fighters of the entire battlefield. In order to incite Arjuna's confusion, which he knows is going to happen, because he can sense it coming now. So why did Krishna put the chariot before Arjuna, before Bhishma Dev and Dronacharya?
Because he's attached to his, emotionally attached to his grandfather.
Krishna is not attached.
Arjuna is attached.
Yeah, but I'm asking, why is Krishna putting this chariot between the two, just before Bhishma Dev and Dronacharya?
So that Arjuna's bewilderment grows.
This
The bewilderment of Arjuna grows because of the attachment.
Not really. That shall I read it again? Because he knows that they are most powerful fighters of the entire battle, in order to incite Arjuna's confusion. What does incite mean? To bring about. Because he wants him to be, Arjuna, to become confused by Yoga Maya, so that he asks the right question. So the reason is to bring to incite Arjuna's confusion, because he knows Arjuna has a problem. That tapasya for what?
For you to see Bhishma and Bhima, especially Bhishma, his grandfather. Yes.
Yeah, not really tapasya. Yeah, he wanted to, because Arjuna has this affection. Krishna knows it. And he will that this is brought out, that Arjuna has a problem. and he wants him to bring that problem out, because that will be the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna, Arjuna will give 6 doubts, and Krishna will start answering these doubts, and that's the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, the Bhagavad Gita cannot start. That Arjuna is first to become confused, and then he will say in the second chapter, Krishna, I don't see it anymore. I accept you as my goal. And then the situation changes, and then the Bhagavad Gita is full. So to incite Arjuna's confusion, these 5 words, that's the answer. He brings in Krishna brings Arjuna right in front of Bhishma Dev and Dronacharya to incite Arjuna's confusion. Because that confusion is needed to bring out the doubts of Arjuna, and then Krishna can speak Bhagavad Gita. Is that understood? If you get that answer on your exam, you will be able to answer now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
The beginning is the first step to making confused, yes, but the first time.
No, its attachment is already there before, but it will be brought out now. And that will give him doubts, should I fight or not? So, but Krishna is knowing that this is going to happen because he senses that it's coming now. Because Krishna organizes the whole drama. Therefore is Rishikesh. Therefore he says, just behold, Bhakt, all the gurus assembled there. They are just gurus. He says, Krishna, they are just gurus, but they are not just gurus. They are Bhishma and Drona. That just see them. You wanted to see them, now you can see them. Pashatam, see them. That Prabhupada mentions the word Partha, or son of Pritha, is also significant in reference to Arjuna. He wanted to inform Arjuna because Arjuna was the son of Pritha, who is the sister of his own father, Vasudeva. He agreed to be the charioteer of Arjuna. They are family members. He's saying that because you are Partha, the son of my father's sister, I've agreed to drive your chariot. But now, after seeing your kinsman, you will soon give up your desire to fight. So what is the use of your seeing these armies? And here Prabhupada says that, now what did Krishna mean? To behold the gurus. Did Arjuna want to stop fight? Krishna never expected such things from the son of Pritha. Because you are the son of my brother's sister, I've done this. But now you are telling me to stop fighting? What is this? What shall I do? What is the use of my coming here all the way from Dwarka to fight for you? You are going to give up the desire to fight? So Krishna understood what was going on in the mind of Arjuna. And therefore he says in the next verse, 26, 27. Tatra pashat stitam partha pitrin atta pitamaham acharyan matulam bhatrin putram pautram sakim statam svasuram suridasheva senyor uvayorapi. Then Arjuna could see within the midst of the armies of both parties his fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and also his fathers-in-law and well-wishers. Tan samiksha sakanteya sarvam bandun avashtitam kipaya paya visto vishidan idam abravit. When the son of Kunti, Arjuna, saw all these different rates of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke this. So in the text 27, you have that word kripaya. Kripaya. That, so the word used for compassion is kripaya. Now there's another word for compassion or mercy, is called doya. Doya. There's a subtle difference between kripaya and doya. Doya is very general, means compassion for everyone. And kripa, when mercy is directed specifically towards individuals. So the word used here is kripaya because Arjuna is feeling compassionate towards his specific relatives right in front of him. Not in general for all people that will have to die, because he's realizing his relationship with them. Krishna has driven the chariot right in front of them, seeing his teacher and his beloved grandfather, and so many people, his heart is trembling. So that is the introduction of the first 27 verses. This is section A, chapter 1, called Preparation for War. Now we will begin to hear about Arjuna's dilemma and what is on his mind. Now we will hear from verse 28 to the 10th verse of the second chapter. There will be so many reasons Arjuna gives why he does not want to fight. So text 26. Srila Prabhupada comments and gives examples for each of those categories is purport on the battlefield. We could see also the armies which contained many of his friends. Again, Krishna refers to Arjuna's Partha. Okay, you wanted to see them? Now see them, O son of a woman. Now act like a woman, being sentimental and emotional, etc. Text 27. So you have the word kripaya, compassion. Kripaya is the connotation of being merciful or compassionate to a certain set of known persons, but opposed to the word daya, which means universal compassion for all living beings. Arjuna's compassion here is for his relatives, and he's feeling overwhelmed, covered by this feeling. And paraya means very intensely, very much. From a higher grade, Vishidan means that while feeling lamentation for his Sarva Bandhu, that means his relatives, his Bandhu, Mitra, and Surit. They have different meanings. Bandhu meaning relative. So in these senses, and again, in these sentences, is again referred as Kaunteya, son of Kunti. So he's feeling compassion for his relatives in a fixed, is specifically for his relatives, not the Daya or the great sadhu who feels compassion for all living beings. It's clearly the body concept of life. My relatives are important. That the other dies, I will have no pain for that. But my relatives, that's the body concept of life. That now, but entering in that body concept of life, what happens next? 28 to 30. Arjuna Uvacha Tashtvenam Svachanam Krishna Yayutsam Samapastitam Shidanti Managatrani Mukham Sa Parishusati. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up. Pepatus sasarire me romaharsa sajayate gandivam shamate hasta Vaksheva paridayate. My whole body is trembling, my hair is standing on end, and my bow Gandiva is slipping from my hand, and my skin is burning. Nasa shakmane avastatam brahmativa samemana nimitani sapashame virapitani keshava. I'm not able to stand here any longer. I'm forgetting myself, and my mind is failing. I see only causes of misfortune, O Krishna, killer of the Keshi demon. So there are two words here that nimitani and viparitani. Nimitana means causes of misfortune. And viparitani means getting just the opposite. The opposite of what we desire. So the causes that he saw in front of him, what was going to happen was just the opposite of what he wanted. So means he saw the death of his relatives. And when one is about to engage in an activity that is going to bring about exactly the opposite of what one desires, is one going to feel encouraged to engage in such an activity? No? If you know before that the exact opposite of what you want is going to happen, then there is no encouragement, no enthusiasm. One wants to quit. That is what was on Arjuna's mind. And Prabhupada explains in the purport. And this is very important because Arjuna is going to give many reasons why he shouldn't fight. And they are all religious reasons. They come from Shastra even. They are moral, they are good reasons, they are logical, but actually they are not religious. Because real religion is actually difficult to understand. Real religion and defining real religion is what Bhagavad Gita is about. Prabhupada explained in the last half of the purport, Arjuna envisioned only painful reverses on the battlefield. He would not be happy even by gaining victory over the foe. The words nimitani viparitani are significant. When a man sees only frustration in his expectations, he thinks, why am I here? Everyone is interested in himself and in his own welfare. No one is interested in the Supreme Self. Arjuna is showing ignorance of his real self-interest by Krishna's will. Because Krishna is the one who drove him right there. One's real self-interest lies in Vishnu or Krishna. The conditioned soul forgets this and therefore suffers material pains. Arjuna thought his victory in the battle would be a cause of lamentation for him. So therefore Arjuna was considering things only from his own point of view, not considering what Krishna wanted. And therefore, he thought his way of thinking is his thought and his state of thinking is the cause of illusion. Here in the purport, right over here, Srila Prabhupada sums up the conditioned soul's predicament. Okay, continuing. Let me finish the section. I'm in the middle of the story. So, Arjuna was considering things from his own point of view, not considering what Krishna wanted. And therefore his thought, his way of thinking was the cause of his illusion. Here in the purport, right over here, Srila Prabhupada sums up the conditioned soul's predicament in the material world, selflessly thinking about what I want, what is good for me. How can I accumulate things that will be mine? And no one is thinking about serving Krishna. Now Arjuna is thinking over here that I'm a Kshatriya. If I'm killed in the battle, what will happen to me? I will go to the sun planet, there on the sun planet I will enjoy, but I know that Krishna is driving my chariot. I know that I'm armed with such powerful weapons that I'm not going to be killed. So I'm not going to gain anything from this battle. And Krishna's reply is that, what do you mean you won't get anything? You get the kingdom. And Arjuna's reply is that in text 31. Now Arjuna starts to give reasons for not fighting this war. That indicated in text 27 and now spoken directly in text 28 is his first reason. And this is compassion for his relatives. There are 6 reasons, that's the first. I will ask you this evening what are the 6 reasons. This is the first. You only have to remember one word, compassion, and you will remember the rest. Compassion. We will see him given 5 reasons, and Krishna will systematically counter all these reasons one after another in his preaching in chapter 2 and 3 and throughout the whole book. You can see directly in the next chapters. Prabhupada has commented that such symptoms in Arjuna were not due to weakness, but due to his soft-heartedness, a characteristic of a pure devotee of the Lord. He's a pure devotee, so he's feeling compassion. Note that. Krishna, Srila Prabhupada said, why is feeling this compassion? Because he's a pure devotee. But we will hear something different soon, that in the next verse. But in text 29, Prabhupada comments, Arjuna's symptoms in this situation are out of material fear, namely loss of life. It seems slightly contradictory. How can we reconcile this seeming contradiction? Are the symptoms out of material fear or are they out of compassion? In one commentary, Srila Prabhupada writes that it is due to weakness of but soft-heartedness. And in the next commentary, he writes it's due to weakness, out of fear. So these are the 2 on the screen. How can we reconcile them together? How can we reconcile these opposing points made by Prabhupada? Now the answer comes. Note the answer, class, and try to understand this. Deep in the heart of Arjuna is a pure devotee. and feels compassion for all living entities. But now externally is now enveloped by Maya and is speaking in a very strange way. And he's going to act in even a stranger way. So this Yoga Maya is forcing him to behave in a way which is something different. It's Krishna doing, causing that in the heart of Arjuna. In his heart, he's soft-hearted and he's a pure devotee. But his behavior is being filtered through the Yoga Maya. So actually, the role he's playing is acting out of fear, but eternally is a pure devotee feeling compassion. So his compassion is being filtered through the Yoga Maya screen and is coming out as material fear. But actually, it is not so. So there is these two things. Now in the next verse, the second reason will be given, and that is that of enjoyment, which is perhaps not so elevated or appreciated. So Nimittani and Viparitani be used. That Viparitani, I get the opposite of what I desire. I see only cause of misfortunes. Means the opposite to enjoying. So the first reason was the which word? And the second word is? No. No. Enjoyment. No enjoyment. No enjoyment. That's the second reason he gives. I get the opposite of what I want. And that's no enjoyment. So it means the opposite to enjoying, causes of misfortune. He sees that in spite of winning and getting a kingdom that will bring not any happiness, but rather will be the cause of distress. And this is the opposite of he desires, he wants the enjoyment. The usual cause of fighting is to win victory and happiness and fame. But he says that those causes I do not see, but rather viparitani. I see the opposite thing. Again, Srila Prabhupada mentions about external feature of forgetting himself on account of this weakness of his mind. Excessive attachment for material things put a man in such a bewildering condition of existence, such fearfulness and loss of mental equilibrium takes place in persons who are too affected by the material conditions. Arjuna only envisioned painful reverses in the battlefield. He would not be happy even by gaining the victory of the foe. The words nimittani, viparitani are significant. When a man sees only frustration in his expectations, then he thinks, why am I here? Purpose. Everyone is interested in himself and his own welfare. No one is interested in the Supreme Self. Arjuna is showing ignorance of his real self-interest by Krishna's will. One's real self-interest lies in Vishnu or Krishna. The conditioned self forgets this and therefore suffers material pains. Arjuna thought that the victory in the battle would only be a cause of lamentation for him. So instead of enjoying, he will lament. This is the first point of enjoyment. And he will continue with reasons in a few more verses. So these are all signs of victory on the screen. Dharmakshatra, the blowing of the conch, the flag of Hanuman. Arjuna was confident of his victory. And there will be, and Lord Krishna's mother, the goddess of fortune. So we have got two reasons. Nimittani, that, and so viparitani, no sense enjoyment. The other reason was compassion. And now we will hear of more reasons that text 31. Nasashayana pashyami atvasvajjana mahavi akangshe vicham Krishna nasarajam sukhancham. I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsman in this battle. Nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness. So, all what Arjuna sees in front of him is the death of his kinsman. That, so, I don't want that, Arjuna is saying. I don't want that kingdom. But and acharyas, they translate, one meaning of Krishna is all attractive. Krishna means one who attracts. If someone is attracting you, it's pulling you. So acharyas translate Krishna as one who pulls others around. So he's pulling Arjuna here, all around, changing his mind and let him think so many things so that the Bhagavad Gita can be spoken. So Krishna is preparing for that. Then Arjuna's reply is that when you get the kingdom, I don't want the kingdom. I'm supposed, I don't want the kingdom. Understand, Anyway, so he's saying, Nashreya Nupashyami. I do not see anything beneficial here. Tatvajanam ave, killing my relatives. Nakankshe, I do not desire that. Krishna may say, okay, you do not see anything good from killing your relatives, but you win victory and you will get a kingdom and you will be able to enjoy in that way. But then he says, Nakankshe vicham Krishna. I don't even desire victory. Raja Sukhani, this royal happiness or a kingdom or happiness. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti has commented that a warrior who is killed in the battle, or he mentions that also a sannyasi or yogi that leaves this world in a holy place like Kurukshetra obtains the heavenly sun planet, but one who kills and gets no such security. Arjuna's understanding is that those whom he kills get benefit, but he won't get that enjoyment because he's the one who is killing. The one who wins the battle does not go to the sun planet, but rather he's getting the benefit of enjoying the kingdom and the power and the fame. But Arjuna says, Nakankshi, I do not want these. So that's the karma kanda in the Kshatriya world. But, so therefore, he does not see any enjoyment for himself. Because the usual enjoyment of a Kshatriya who is killing others on the battlefield is that they get a kingdom. He says, Nakangshe vicham, I don't want this victory. Narajam sukanicha, the kingdom and the pleasures of the kingdom, I'm not interested in this. So how can I enjoy doing this? So I may win the battle, but I will suffer greatly because I will not get the same benefit as those killed on the battlefield. those who are killed will be elevated to the sun planet. So will I enjoy? I won't get security. And by the way, all the persons who are killed on the battlefield attained liberation. But there were two destinations. One to the impersonal Brahman, and some to the Vaikuntha planet, or beyond, according to the person's mood of love. Two kinds of moksha were given, or mukti. That is Svarupya Mukti and Sayujya Mukti. The ones who accepted Krishna as God, they got Sarupya Mukti. And the ones who didn't accept that he was God were unaware of that fact, they got Sarujya Mukti. These two kinds of destinations were there. Now, the next 4 verses describe that Arjuna is very concerned with enjoyment. So we will hear these verses now, up to 36. Kim no chena govinda, kim bogachi pitenava, yesamaste kangshinam no, rajamboga sukhanicha, taime vasita yude, pranam swakfa dananicha, acharya pitra putras, tathaiva sa pitamaha. Matulas vasura patra, svala sambadhinastata, etanahanta michami, natapi madhusudam. Apitra lokarachyasya hetukim no mahakite, nihatya daktarastram nam, kapitri svachanarvanam. O Govinda, of what avail to us our kingdom, happiness, or even life itself, from all those to whom we may desire them are now arrayed on this battlefield, O Madhusudan, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, material uncles, fathers-in-law, grandsons, brothers-in-law, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me. Why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me, O maintainer of all living entities? I'm not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange for the 3 worlds, let alone this earth. What pleasure will we derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? It is interesting that Janardhan, there are many meanings of all Sanskrit words. Janardhan means the maintainer of all living entities. But one other meaning of Janardhan is Jana, means living entities or persons, and Ardhana means killer. So Krishna is being called the killer of all living entities. And Arjuna is telling him that, oh Krishna, you kill them. I just sit on the chariot and do nothing. You are Janardhan, and therefore he's calling him like that. Arjuna surely does not want to fight. And he continues his arguments. So he says, Kapritishya Janardana, the last statement, Kapritishya Janardana. What pleasure would be there, Janardana? In these verses, we see some reference to enjoyment, pleasure. He calls him Govinda, which means one who gives pleasure to the senses. So you are Govinda, you are supposed to give pleasure to my senses. Then where is the pleasure, Govinda? Kim Bhuger Chivitenafa. Where is the boha, the enjoyment? What enjoyment will we get? Yesa Martekanshnam no. Why should I desire this? Rajambogana Sukha Sukhanisha. All these words means enjoyment, pleasure. Calling him Govinda is also significant. Good question. Why does Krishna call Govinda? Call Krishna Govinda. Is calling him Govinda is also significant. Prabhupada mentions Arjuna indicates that Krishna should understand what will satisfy Arjuna's senses. But Govinda is not meant for satisfying our senses. We are meant to satisfy his senses. So Arjuna is in Maya. He thinks the opposite. He's in Yoga Maya, but he's in Maya. So it's not in Maya, that's our ignorance, in Yoga Maya, because he's a pure devotee. He's acting as a completely selfish person, and he refers to Krishna as Janardana, who is the maintainer of all living beings. But Ardhana can also mean to destroy as well as to maintain. Janardana means Jana, the people, and Ardhana, which means to maintain, but Ardhana can also mean annihilate, to kill. You are Janardana, you are the killer of all people. You are not going to kill, going and kill them, and I sit here on the chariot and remain peaceful, because you are already Janardana, the killer of all living entities. If you kill them, I won't get any simple reactions. When I kill them,